My name is Robert, and I'd like to introduce you to the all-new 2010 Chrysler Town & Country. Now, in the world of minivans, Chrysler has been the leading innovator from everything from the initial concept of the minivan itself to leading safety innovations, luxury features, and also some of the best convenience features that turned what used to be the ordinary people mover into a desirable vehicle that is actually the best place to spend a lot of family time, especially since you're taking a lot of trips, doing a lot of sporting events. This vehicle is going to take care of all those needs in a way that you probably never thought a vehicle really could before. Let me show you a few things about this one. It's the Chrysler Town & Country Touring. It's got a lot of upscale features that I think is really going to improve the way you go about your daily life. Under the hood here, powering the whole thing, is a 3.8 liter V6 engine made into a 6-speed automatic transmission. Basically, all that means is this engine is fuel economic enough and powerful enough to carry you, your children, all their belongings on the freeway as quickly as possible without a whole lot of effort. You're never going to put yourself in a situation that's going to be dangerous, where you're not confident in your ability to pass a semi. The 6-speed transmission, really all that's going on there is they added another gear into the transmission to give you that little bit of extra oomph when you're trying to get up and go, and also a taller gear on the cruising speeds to maximize fuel economy. Now this one can get an average of 23 miles to the gallon out on the highway, depending on how you drive it. Underneath the hood, they're designed to be as maintenance-free as possible. There's a lot of complex technologies going on in there, and most people anymore, beyond checking oil and topping off the washer fluid, there's not a whole lot to do under here anymore. Even your engine coolant, you won't really have to worry about until the vehicle hits 100,000 miles. Everything's up top, easy enough to get to, batteries in plain sight, all the maintenance points are clearly marked in yellow. It's basically designed to be as foolproof as possible. Now to take a look at the front end, you see Chrysler has separated itself from most of the actually all of the competition with their very distinctive styling. You'll notice the Chrysler design language is apparent from everywhere, from the winged badge on top of the grille to a design very reminiscent of the Chrysler 300 headlights with a slight bulge underneath. It gives it a real nice swept-back look. Anybody seeing this down the road with everything from the multi-jeweled headlights to the chrome grille to the running lights down below, you can look at this vehicle and say, man, that probably costs a fortune, when in actuality they don't. Follow me around to the side. The platform that really all minivans should be built on, and that the Chrysler Town & Countries have all been built on, is safety first. And that all starts out with the tires. These tires are specially designed and selected for this vehicle. And a huge part, because tires are such a neglected part of a vehicle, is this tire pressure monitoring system. It's a very small, simple device that basically rates the fuel pressure in the tire. So if there's a sudden deflation or the tire starts to lose air, once it gets to about 5 pounds below where it should be, an indicator light's going to come on your dash and say, hey, you've got a low tire. This is everything from a safety feature, you don't want to go around with underinflated tires, to a fuel economy feature. If you don't have that proper rating in any of your tires, you're going to create more drag on the vehicle. It's going to have to work harder to get you and your family around. And that's really the basis that everything else is built up on. From your anti-lock brake system, standard in this, to what they call the electronic stability program, which encompasses a few things that's basically going to keep your vehicle going exactly where you're pointing it to. No matter if you hit that patch of snow, a little bit of gravel on a back road, or I know in those T-ball lots get a little slick every once in a while. You're not going to have any more of that front end drifting around, swaying, even in an emergency maneuver. Another great thing about the electronic stability program is what they call a brake assist system. In the event you need to make a panic stop, actually the computers in the vehicle know when you go from accelerating to a sudden brake pressure, and it's going to apply 100% pressure to all 4 discs around this vehicle all at the same time to give you maximum stopping power without sacrificing stability. Great feature, standard on all Town & Countries. Definitely beats a lot of the old big heavy doors that I was getting back into, crawling in the back of the minivans when I was younger. And I remember when you got back in there, you had to get around that big bench seat, remember? And the only thing you could do was wheel out those little vented windows in the back. Now these things have everything from the power venting windows in the back all the way to a roll-down window here. Now, I remember doing a bit of T-ball myself, when I was younger in those hot June days. Man, you wish you could have rolled these windows down. Now both sides are power. You've got the lockout switch, so if you don't want the kids playing around with it in the back, you can lock out the windows and still keep everybody very, very comfortable. Another huge innovation that Chrysler is the leaders of, we've got the stow-and-go seating. Instead of that big bench like what you always had, you've got two captain's chairs that stow right underneath the floor. I actually remember taking out a couple of those big benches, and they were pretty heavy. But now you've got the captain's chairs that fold into the floor, so you can go from everything from a big cargo hauler, if you're going out grabbing your antiques, you find that perfect sideboard or whatever you need to slide in there. You can fold down all the seats as you need to, and when later that night when you go pick everybody up, you can fold all the seats up and comfortably carry up to 7 passengers. These seats will move forward and backward. You give everybody just the right amount of legroom that they need. Great thing here, everything that's power and automated on these vans, again with Chrysler and the emphasis on safety first, anything that moves by itself always has a fail-safe on there. So if anybody's got their fingers or arms in the way, somebody's messing around, a coat jacket, anything like that, it's not going to close and smash anybody to cause any injury. It's always going to back off for you. A couple of ways to control those doors, interestingly enough. You can just click that handle like I did. There's buttons on the inside. There's from your driving position right on the overhead, there's buttons as well as hands-free operation from your keyless remote. Coming around the back side here, this is another standard feature across all the entire Town and Country lineup. You've got the stow-and-go seating. I know a lot of you probably remember that real short space behind that back seat. You really couldn't put a whole lot back there, especially if you had a full house. Now they give you almost like a trunk area where you don't really have to sacrifice any cargo carrying needs. So if you've got groceries, sports equipment, entertainment equipment, luggage for the trip, you can fit up all back there and still have a full load. Great thing here, another nice little convenience feature, you've got grocery bag hooks. And I know we've all gone to the grocery store, you've got that gallon of milk that's always rolling around, smashing everything else. Now you can just hang the bag right there. It doesn't move around. You can drive around and not have to worry about that thing rolling over and smashing your eggs or your bread. Another great little touch that Chrysler's added here is an LED flashlight. It kind of seems like, you know, what would you ever need a flashlight for? But we've all dropped things rolling underneath there. You know, you get out of a game late and somebody's lost something. Now you don't have to worry about that street light turning out on you. You can always look around and find exactly what you need. Very simple hands-free operation here. You can do it with one hand where you're carrying something else. 1, 2, 3. And you can change this from, like I said, that people mover into the cargo hauler. Another great one-hand operation right there. Again, if there's anything in the way, that's not going to, come down and smash anybody's fingers. Great part right here, and I've always wondered this, and recently just found out that if you stop at the gas station and you're fueling up, and that door's open, nozzle's in there, and somebody's real excited to get out, even though this is a power door, they cannot force that door to come open. Even if you physically try to force it, there's a mechanical lockout. Now, as soon as that's closed, you're ready to go. Voila, very easy. Now, from the driver's position, everything is geared towards comfort, convenience. Everything should be at the fingertips, so you never have to take your eyes off the road. Everything from the audio controls mounted on the back of the steering wheel. You can, control your radio, the volume, go from CD to AM, FM, all right there. You've also got 1 year of Sirius satellite radio. That's just another thing Chrysler believes that, hey, it's a beautiful feature. You can go from New York to LA, never have to change a radio station, all for free for that first year. Taking a look at the inside up front here, you see a very classic Chrysler interior, very upscale materials everywhere from the brushed satin accents to the chrome interiors, a very high-class vehicle. Everything from the burl wood grain here to the power locks windows, there's your lockout like I was telling you, to the set it and forget it automatic headlights. Great another little feature here, power adjustable pedals, which is one of the first in minivans, where no longer does that short driver have to sit right on top of the steering wheel. You can bring the brake and accelerator right towards you. Now from this position, you're going to have a very clear view out of all lanes of sight, very minimal blind spot, and you're going to be able to take you and your family very safely, very conveniently, and a great amount of style wherever you need to go. It's going to be a great vehicle. Comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Engine and transmission are covered. Everything else for 3 years or 36,000 miles. It's an excellent vehicle, perfect choice for the first minivan, and I know you'll enjoy it. Let's take it for a ride.